About 2 years ago, I started lifting weights after years of wanting to do it. And when I started lifting weights, I would go on YouTube and I'd type in best exercises to grow your biceps or your chest or your triceps. And you'd click on someone's video and it'd be like showing you the top five bicep exercises. It'd be showing you like cable curls and preacher curls. And if you look at chest exercises, it'd be like chest flies and then cable crossovers from a high position, then cable crossovers from a low position. And it was showing you all these isolation exercises. And I was like, great. So I started doing them. And, as a beginner in the gym, you start seeing progress and you start making gains from practically looking at a dumbbell, really. You can look at a dumbbell and put on muscle when you first start lifting. And I hit a point where I was about probably 6 months into training and I stopped seeing as much progress, which is expected, obviously, because, once you get to a certain point of training, the rate at which you grow muscle starts to slow down from when you first started training. But, I was doing all these exercises and I was doing the same exercises all the time and I just stopped seeing progress. And from there, my progress, I was still making progress, but it just wasn't as significant as at the start. And I wasn't getting crazy strength gains or I wasn't building noticeable muscle. And I never did squats or deadlifts when I first started training. I never did squats or deadlifts. For the first, I kid you not, for the first year and a half of my training, I didn't do squats or deadlifts. I just assumed, leg extensions, leg curls, split squats, all these will build the muscles in your legs, leg press. And then for my back, I just did isolation exercises like lat pull downs and rows, which are great, don't get me wrong. But then I started doing deadlifts and squats. And I kid you not, within 12 weeks, I blew up completely. I got way more muscle, packed on way more muscle. It was noticeable as well. You're putting on muscle when people say to you, you look bigger. Because, when we all get a pump in the gym, we all think, oh yeah, I'm looking bigger. But if people don't think you lift or look like you work out, then you're not making as much change, are you? Because when other people start to notice, that's when you do well. And my friends and my girlfriend were saying to me, you just visibly you look bigger everywhere. And it's because I started deadlifting and squatting. The compound exercises are so overlooked. People jump straight into the isolation exercises, the lat pull downs, and these are great exercises. Don't get me wrong; these are great exercises. But when you first start going to the gym and you're doing these isolation exercises, you're trying to build a house on fucking sticks. You're trying to fucking build a house on sticks. You need to start building a solid foundation first. So, and people think deadlifting is just, works your hamstrings and your back. Deadlifting works everything. It works everything. A compound exercise is a multi-joint exercise. Deadlifts work your arms, your triceps, your biceps, your forearms. Your forearms will get big from deadlifting, your back, your hamstring, just all over your traps. It'll work everything, and they're great. You shouldn't deadlift loads once a week. You should deadlift because it's very taxing on the body. It's probably the most taxing exercise you can do on the body. But to anyone that's just starting out in the gym, every workout, the foundation of that workout should be a compound. So you should either start with a squat, a deadlift, or a bench, in my opinion, and then do the isolation exercises after. So, for example, if you're doing legs, start with a squat and then do the leg extensions after. Because I guarantee you now, the squat by itself is worth more than probably 3 or 4 of the little isolation exercises all combined together. You'll get more bang for your buck. The squat is phenomenal. You have to squat if you want to grow legs, and you have to deadlift because deadlift is just great for just building overall strength, and you'll just see gains in your entire body. You'll see gains in your entire body. It's so overlooked. And when I started, after a year and a half of not training compounds, when I started training compound lifts, deadlift, squats, and bench press, I started just packing on muscle. And then when you combine it with the isolation exercises as well, you're going to keep growing. And the stronger you get on deadlifts and squat, the more you'll be able to lift on these isolation exercises, and you're going to pack on more muscle. And that's just the main topic of this video, really. I just really want to emphasize how important compound lifts are, because I think especially so many beginners in the gym kind of overlook it. They just want to get straight onto, the sexy exercises, if you will, the chest flies, the cable crossovers, the lat pull downs, the rows, the cable curls, and all that. Great. Focus on the compounds, build an overall foundation, and then the isolation exercises will be more effective after that. So what are your compounds? Obviously, your deadlift, squats, like we talked about, and then you bench press for your chest. For your triceps, dips. Once set a target rep range of dips. Let's say you're aiming for 8 to 12 reps of dips. Once you do that, start to get one of them belts with the chain on. Your gym might have one, or you might have to buy one. There's not much on Amazon. And put plates on that belt on the chain, and then do dips with that. For your biceps, not many people know this, compound exercise for your biceps is chin-ups. So you know how pull-ups, like that, you pull yourself up to the bar, turn your hands that way, and do chin-ups. Great builder for your biceps. Phenomenal. That's a compound for your biceps. Your shoulders, obviously. Your overhead barbell press. Shoulders, you want to mix it up a bit. So sometimes do dumbbell shoulder press. Sometimes do barbell shoulder press. Because that's great for building strength as well. But yeah, please, if you're starting out at the gym, just make compound exercises the foundation of your workouts. And then the isolation stuff comes after. And I promise you, you will notice significant muscle gain and strength gain. Your strength gain will go through the roof if you start training compounds properly and tracking how much weight you're lifting. You'll get stronger, you'll get bigger, and you'll do much better when you start to do the isolation exercises as well. So yeah, make sure you all implement compound movements in your lifts, and I promise you, you will not regret it. You'll do it for the rest of your life. Take care.